Alright, look here guys, so I'm out at Danny's. There's a 99 gram Prix. Supercharged. Someone took the snout. But if you looky down here, we got some headers. Can't really tell what the tag says. There's definitely some headers. They kind of do look like Speed Daddies, but they've got extra flanges. Well, I might try to come get these. And this transmission looks like it's been remanned. It's pretty clean, and it's got a new axle in it. Someone did some work to this car. Kinda interested. I need this. I bought a new one on eBay, but it's gonna be like July 15th or something before it gets here. It's coming from China. So I gotta run back out to the car, or to the Trailblazer, grab some tools. I'm gonna take this off. I think I'm gonna try to get these headers. I got a couple hours, so I'm gonna keep looking around. But I'll give you guys another update once I come start pulling this stuff apart. Alright y'all, so I got the headers off. They're there. And these are Pacesetter. These are Pacesetter headers. They were kind of ghetto rigged. Some ugly welds, but it is what it is. But if you look at this trans, it is super clean. And even if you go up underneath, it is super clean. It's got some bright red fluid. The diff housing is super clean. It's got new axles on both sides. I think this is a good transmission, because someone else was over here. He pulled a water pump and a couple other things. And he said it looks like someone redid all the gaskets and just didn't do a good job. So I bet this had engine issues. I bet you this is a good transmission. It's for a 99 gram Prix GTP. So yeah, I got the headers, so I'm about to head home. They're about to close in about 10 minutes. So y'all stay tuned. I'll give you another update once I make it home. Alright you guys, so just made it back over to the house. Got everything unloaded out of the Trailblazer. So this is everything I got today for $38. So you can't really see it on the front manifold. You can't read anything. Or on the rear manifold. But you can read it on this crossover pipe, Pacesetter. So they're Pacesetter headers. Come with the both the O2 sensors. Got the downpipe with the gasket. I had to cut off one bolt because it was this very upper one, and they were just rusted together and I couldn't get it off. But other than that, I mean, other than these shitty welds here, look at that. So someone definitely tried to weld it together. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks like shit, but it kind of works. So, but yeah, these are the headers. And then I also got the boost pressure bypass valve. I need this. I ordered one on eBay, but it's not going to be here until like July 15th or something. So still a couple more weeks. And then on the 07 right now, I'm actually using a NA brake booster hose, and I mean it works, but this is a supercharged off the L67. And then this is that bigger pulley that I was talking about before. That's for that supercharger belt idler. And these are like 20 bucks online. They didn't even charge me for this. And then I also got the rear valve cover that doesn't have a hole in it, and it's got new grommets and a new gasket. I was gonna get the front one too, but I just didn't want to have to take that that dog bone mount bracket off. I wasn't really trying to fuck with all that. And plus I only had like 10 minutes left. They were closing. But yeah, this is everything I got for $38. So steal today. Great deal. These are the Pacesetter headers that I got from the salvage yard the other day. And I just want to clean up all these ugly ass welds. Try to smash these down a little bit so they fit a little bit more snug. And I'm going to re-weld all the way around this flange. And then this one is just going to be a slip for the crossover. And I want to grind all that ugly ass shit off the crossover. That is just horrible. Oh my god. But I just want to clean it up so that fits a little bit more snugly in here so it can't leak. And I have my exhaust pipe expander, so I might expand that side just a little bit to fit a little bit more snugly. But yeah, and then I want to wire wheel the front and this rear. Maybe give them a coat of black or something. And maybe the crossover pipe as well, because it looks like somebody's already spray painted them silver. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I want to see how these turn out, and if they turn out good enough, I might end up just putting all this on the 07, because it just has factory manifolds right now, so it'd be cool to have some actual headers on it. And yeah, so I'm gonna get some of this stuff out, hook up the power out here, and get to cleaning up this set of headers here. So y'all stay tuned. I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so I got the grinder out. I got this all cleaned up. I pulled it completely apart, cleaned it all up, cleaned it up here. Got pretty much all of the welds all knocked down. This one, I got it knocked down to where it's even here. I just didn't go around it. So, but there it is. So, now, I've got the welder hooked up and got full of wire. So, got my ground on, so now I'm good to go. I can get this all welded up in here. I've got it set back into place to where this bolt is pointing straight up from the rear manifold, so it won't twist or anything. So this has to be where it was sitting at before. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing welded up as best I can, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so this is what I got so far. I got her cleaned up. Just got me some nice tacks going all the way around. So now I can get this thing hooked back up, and I can fully weld all this in all the way around. And hopefully it turns out pretty good. It seems like these spot welds are welding on really well. Then I'm, hitting them with the slag hammer and then brushing them down with the wire brush. So hopefully this welds up pretty good and we don't have any major leaks from there. And then I can worry about either expanding the crossover pipe to fit a little more snug in here, or trying to close this down a little bit with a clamp or something. Try to squeeze it together to close it down to fit a little more snug. So, but for now I'm going to go ahead and weld this all the way around, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so I've got this one all welded up all the way around. Now again, my welds are not the prettiest, best welds ever, but I think my welds look a hell of a lot better than all that other bullshit that was on there before. And I try to get it all the way around, so it's on there pretty nice. And so I guess now I can start cleaning up this crossover pipe with the grinder and try to get all this bull crap off of there, because that's ridiculous. Yeah, I want to get all that off of there, and then see if I can't figure out a way to make this slip in there just a little bit nicer. So y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update. Alright guys, so looky here. So I messed up. So after I welded this, like it looked pretty good. I got this crossover all grinded down as best I could. Getting all this shit off is just being a pain in the ass. But I got some of it off. And so then I went to test fit it, and this needs to just slightly, it just needs to move a little bit. So I tried to grind down the welds, and they're actually they're actually holding up pretty damn good. So I got out the Sawzall over here. I'm going to try to cut through my welds just so I can swivel this just a little bit, make sure the crossover slides in, and then excuse me, then I will re-weld it. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, the welds actually look pretty good. I mean, they're not great, but I'm not a professional welder or anything, but those definitely would have held up no problem. So I guess I'm gonna cut through these with the Sawzall, spin this just slightly, ever so much, so I can get the crossover to slide in from above over here, and we'll re-weld this up, and I'll give you guys another update. Golly, guys, that was a pain in the ass. So make sure, if y'all are doing this, you test fit your shit. But I finally got it off. So now I'm able to adjust it a little bit. That was a lot of grinding and a lot of cutting. I went through like 3 or 4 Sawzall blades just trying to cut through all those welds. So I did a lot better welding than I thought I did. So that was on there. It was solid. So now I just gotta get this rotated a little bit to where the crossover slides in from up top. Cause see, this is gonna come through like this. It needs to be on the top side of that rear header like that, and be able to slide in. So I just had it rotated too far over that way. I thought it was pretty even, but I guess it was actually facing up a little bit. So I just got to use my hammer, knock that around to where this twists, test it, the crossover pipe, then I'll tack it back in, and then I'll give you guys another update. Whew, alright guys, so I finally got that off. That was fun, but at least I know my welds are decent. So they were definitely holding it together. So I went ahead, I grabbed the front one, I'd painted it over there on that hang-up bar, so painted it black. It's been sitting drying. So I need to kind of see how this is going to sit to line up for the crossover. I kind of need to have an engine I can mock this up on, but I don't have an extra 3/8 engine block, so I don't know. I guess I can't really move any further until I have a block that I can bolt these onto. I need to bolt them onto some heads, get it lined up, see where that's going to bolt on and where it's going to sit, get that in the right spot, then weld it. Then I can pull it all back apart. But I don't know, this is where I'm at. So at least I made some good progress, but I think that's probably going to be it for this video, you guys, because I'm out of stuff I can do, and I don't want to weld this on again and have it being in the wrong spot and have to go through all this bullshit again. So alright, you guys, so last night I went over to Noah's house, and he said he had this extra engine block and set of heads. So he's let me use the engine block and the heads just so I could bolt them on, bolt the headers on, and then that way I can have the front and rear header bolted on to an engine and make sure that the crossover is going to bolt on and it's going to slide in back here and make sure everything's going to fit. And then I'm going to re-weld this flange. I couldn't, I know this is way more turned up than what, like before it was straight. Like this top was like, it was just flat across pretty much. And this bolt hole was just facing straight. It was like over here. And it was facing straight up. So, but this crossover pipe, it was hitting here and wouldn't go in all the way. So I have had to turn it a few times. And now it's to the point where I just don't know if it's 100% going to fit. So I want to go ahead and get this bolted back, or bolted on here, like so. And then once I get the rear one bolted on, I'll be able to bolt on the crossover and just make sure everything's going to fit correctly. And then I will go ahead and make my tacks on this piece once everything's fitted up. And then I'll pull this rear header back off and fully weld this all the way around again. So I just want to give you all an update. I know it's now the next day. I just got home from work, and got the engine out of the back of the Trailblazer. So yeah, but this engine has bad main bearings on the crank, so it's pretty much a junk engine. The heads are good, so he actually wants to put some 90-pound springs and modified retainers on these. So I told him, since he's letting me use the engine block for mock-up and stuff, I just had him toss me the springs and retainers here. So I've got all his brand new ZZP 90-pound springs and everything, and the retainers and valve seals. So after I get done with the header stuff, I'm going to do all the valve springs and valve seals for him, just to say thanks, pretty much. So, but yeah, so this is what I got going on today. And yeah, I've already got the front one bolted on. So I'm about to get this rear header bolted onto this rear head, and then I'll start test fitting this crossover, and I'll give you guys another update. Alrighty, you guys, so I've got the front on, got the rear one on, and I'm just kind of mocking this up. It's not permanent. It's not really sitting. See, it needs to like turn a little more, so this is a little more flat, straight in there. And I'm just having a hard time getting it to fit in this fucking ghetto ass rear flange. But as you can see now that bolt is like damn near straight up and down. That's pretty much how I had it where I welded it. But I don't know, I guess it didn't need to be above, it needed to go under, which is how I had it, but I didn't have an engine to bolt it to last night. But yeah, here she is. So I'm at least making some progress with it. It's still going to be a huge pain in the ass to try to put these on, but I don't know, I might be able to get this together in the 07. Not today, probably not even this week. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done on these things, and now, as soon as I start working on this, now it's going to start raining. At least it feels so much better. There's the 07. It's driving so much better now. Running great, no misfires. No check engine light yet. It's been 2 days, and check engine light hasn't came on, not even for the torque converter clutch. It is still acting up a little bit, so I'm definitely going to have to do it, and it needs an alignment. But the 07, thumbs up. I'm super happy with it. So now if I can just get these headers done and together and make it where everything fits nice and slides together and comes back apart, then I think everything will be a lot better. So I'm guessing I'm gonna go ahead and keep trying to mess with this a little bit before it starts raining too hard. See if I can't like loosen this, tighten this side down, get it to turn a little bit more. Maybe put a pry bar in here and pry it down to kind of twist it. And yeah, this is what we're working with so far. So just stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, so I was able to get this flange to straighten out a little bit. Got it twisted just enough to where it's sitting a little more even now. So now I've got this up here where it needs to be, so now I can go ahead and re-tack this in some places. But at the same time, now it's starting to rain, so I don't really want to get the welder out. Be having a bunch of issues. But I don't know, I'm to the point where now I'm ready to weld, but now it's raining, so that's why I need a shop. I need an actual shop where it doesn't matter. This would be nice if it had walls, but then there would be no breeze and it would suck. But yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. Headers it's coming together. Like, it really is. It's actually much better than what I thought it was going to be. So, but yeah, this is it. So, I guess once it stops raining, and I'm not risking shorting myself or shorting out the power or electrocuting myself, then I'll go ahead and get the welder out, get it hooked up, and try to get this flange all tacked back in place so I can pull it all apart and get that welded up. And then I should be able to get everything painted, and it really shouldn't be that bad going back together. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll just go back together. So, but yeah, this is the progress for now. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update whenever it's not raining anymore. Alright, you guys, so I've been working on this rear header. So I went ahead, I got the welder out, I tacked it in place, I pulled the crossover off so I could get to this nut I had on this stud here. And so I was able to pull the rear manifold back off. And so then I went ahead and got it welded up all the way around. And then I grinded it down. Probably needs to be a little bit prettier, but I took the flashlight, shined it in, shined it from the top, shined it from the outside. Can't see any light coming through anywhere. So I guess I'm going to call it good. I might hit that little spot right there. You can see that little pinhole. So I might hit a couple more little spots on it, but overall, I think this is going to work. So, next thing I need to do is bolt this back on and put the crossover pipe back on. And that way I can just make sure everything still goes back together. And as long as it does, then we should be all good. And then I can go ahead and, I don't know, I was still kind of debating on painting this, but I'm thinking more about just doing the header wrap and just wrapping it all the way down, and then I can wrap the crossover. And I also want to weld this flange here on the downpipe, and then heat wrap the downpipe as well. So, but I mean, other than that, whenever I had this bolted on, I took the downpipe, set it up on there. It looks great. So looks like everything's working out. And yeah, so I guess I'm gonna keep working on this rear header and go ahead and get it bolted back on just as a test fit, make sure it didn't warp or anything. And I'll give you guys another update once I get this rear header bolted back on the head. Bam, alright, there we go, guys. So not even bolted on, lines up really good up here. Doesn't really have any clearance between the crossover and the rear header, but I mean, it's in place. It's all connected. It doesn't look the greatest right now, but like I said, for 38 bucks, I couldn't beat these. So, and these are Pacesetters. These are really good brand headers. So I'm excited. I'm happy about it. So I'm gonna keep working on these. I guess I'm gonna pull this all back off, because now I'm pretty much done with the engine block. So now it's just going to be grinding and welding this up some more, grinding it down a little bit more on this mating surface over here. And then this one is just going to be a slip joint. I was really debating on this side over here on the bottom. There's a bunch of this ugly weld like this. And I want to get all that grinded down to where it's like it is up here. And try to grind this down some. And so on eBay, they have these clamps. They're about this long. And it's just like a big band clamp, pretty much. And so I want to get one of those so that way I can slide it on here, slide it down, and then it just has a little flange right here with two bolts. And so you tighten it down, and it just like completely seals this off. And so that's what I'm thinking I want to do for this. Because originally, it seemed like originally they had like one of these style clamps on there. But it just, there's not really very much room. Let's go one up. Yeah, there's not very much room for this to fit down in between there. So there's not really a way to get that on there. So I'm going to get one of those other style clamps off of eBay, and then it'll be able to clamp on there, and that should seal this off. This should seal this, and the welding on that flange should seal that. And then on ZZ Performance, they have, where's that gasket? So this is the Pacesetter headers gasket. ZZP sells these brand new for like $8. So I'm thinking I'm just going to buy a brand new one. That'll be for the downpipe to rear header. And the front, I thought it was going to take a donut gasket, but it doesn't. It's just metal. Just metal flange to metal flange. So hopefully you don't have any leaks in there. But overall, that's pretty much it. That's the set of headers right there. So I guess now I'm going to go ahead and get all this unbolted and remove back off this engine. I can unbolt both of these heads back off this block because I got to do the valve springs and stuff for Noah. But other than that, pretty much all the welding and everything I needed to do is done. So now it's just going to be a little bit of touch up, some more grinding, making this smooth and not looking so ghetto welds. But overall, I'm happy with it. I can't see any light coming through, so as long as it holds up and the welds don't break off on the first heat cycle, I'll be happy. So but yeah, I guess I'm going to get all this back off and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so it's stopped raining, so that's awesome. But so I've been out here working on the downpipe. As you can see, I got the headers and everything off. It's all over there. So I got the downpipe all nice and welded up. I'm excited. So yeah, this is where I'm at. So now I've just gotta finish getting this thing grind. I gotta grind all these welds down. I know they kind of look like shit, but it's holding together. So it seems to be pretty solid. So it's nice and solid. I'm happy with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the grinder, plug it back in, and go ahead and get these all grinded down, see what it's looking like. And as long as everything's looking good, then I'll go ahead and exhaust wrap it. And if it's not looking good, then I'll go ahead and touch it up with some more welds. But I know they don't look great, but it's functional. And that's really all I care about, is that it's functional. So, but other than that, everything else looks good. Like I said, these don't look the best either, but they're functional. There's no holes, no light coming through. That's the goal. So I guess I can go ahead and take this, shove that down in there. I don't see any light coming through anywhere. It'd probably be better if I went through on this end. So let's see. Let's undo this. Let's lay this down. Not seeing any light coming through. I'm seeing it coming through up here. Overall, everything's looking really good. So I'm not seeing any leaks. It does look like there could potentially be a couple right in there. Probably have to add some more. But like I said, I'm going to grind it down. And then if I need to go over it in spots, I'll go over it. But for now, I'm pretty happy with it. It's come a long way in a couple of days. So I'm going to keep working on this stuff, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys. So I've got the downpipe grinded down. It ain't perfect. Definitely not perfect, but it looks much better. I went ahead and wire wheeled everything just to clean it up some. So everything should be ready for paint or header wrap, and I'm pretty happy with it. So everything turned out really good. After I took everything off and welded it, I put everything back on. Everything bolted right back on. So we're good to go. So yeah, these are the Pacesetter headers that I got for 40 bucks. Steal of a deal. And it only took me a couple hours of grinding and welding to make them that much better. So one thing I did notice was this flange, I didn't caulk it to the side. That's just how it was sitting. I didn't even think about it until after I welded it. But I did get this piece. This pulled out of the resonator that was on that car. So I might be able just to cut that flange off and weld that one on. But either way, I can make it work. But yeah, these are the headers. So Noah actually messaged me. I sent him some pictures. Just tell him thank you for letting me use the block. Show him what they look like and everything. And now he's wanting to buy them. So I don't know, if he doesn't buy them from me, then I'll keep working on them, exhaust wrap them, and sometime in the next couple weeks I'll try to get them put on the 07. But right now the 07's running and driving great, no issues, so I'm not going to mess with anything just yet. But yeah, man, here they are. So I guess I'm going to start getting everything picked up. I need to take Noah back this block, and I also need to do his valve springs and stuff, which I'm not going to do right now. But I need to get this block out of here because I don't have anywhere to put it. I've already got enough shit laying around here. I got to get this thing put back in the shed and just get all this tools and stuff picked up, get everything loaded back into the Trailblazer, and yeah, go taking back this block. And it's probably going to be it for today. I'm tired. I've worked all day. Tomorrow's 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to everybody. But yeah, it's been a good couple days, so I think I'm going to end it here. So if you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.